Hey folks, Shaw here with Royal Tiger Imports, and today I have something very special to show you all. Today I just got in the shipment of pistols and rifles out of Ethiopia. It's a fairly small shipment compared to the stuff that we've gotten previously where we get in 20 or 40 crates at a time. This one is only the handful that you see down the line here, as well as these pistols. But this is really special stuff. This is very much quality over quantity. In this box, and these boxes here, I have 1917 model Colt 45 ACP revolvers, and behind me I have M1 carbines along with assorted various Mausers, got World War II German Mausers, Yugoslavian 98 refurbished Mausers, plenty of other varieties in there, and a whole lot of M1 carbine and 1917 rifle. So we finally got in more US stuff. I know that's something that everybody's been hounding us for and asking because we've got all sorts of rifles from all sorts of different countries, but the US stuff is just so popular. So we're so happy to say that we finally got some US stuff back in. But without further ado, let's pop open some of these boxes of the 1917 revolver, and then we'll take a look at the crate behind me. Let's see what we got. Aren't those just something special? These are Colt. You can see the Colt pony mark on the rear here. It's a little bit faint, but these are Colt 1917 revolvers. These are just incredible to get. There hasn't been an import of these in a long, long time. You can see the grips on this one, and the finish is a little bit worn. Yeah, it's got a small chip here and there, but overall, that is not too bad considering that that has been over there for decades. So let's check out a few others while we're here. Got another one in pretty similar condition overall. Let's pop open the cylinder on that. You can see it's a 6-shot. And again, these are 45 ACP using moon clips. So this is not a 45 long Colt or a 38 special with a large rim on the back of the cartridge, but instead it had an ammo commonality with the 1911s that were used at the time. These are pretty uncommon to see, for a revolver using a rimless cartridge, but of course they had to adapt it using the moon clips. So again, limited quantity of these, but these are something really special, and we will be individually listing the vast majority, if not all of these online. So without further ado, let's get a look at the crate. So this crate we've already popped the bands off of and already got a quick look inside, but I wanted to do a detailed close-up video for y'all with all of the variety that's in this crate. Let's get a closer look here. So right off the bat, you can see there are M1 carbines, there are German K98 Mausers. This one in particular is a DOU 44 with the markings. It's got the appropriate wartime markings. That one actually has a small triangle stamp indicating that I believe it was refurbished by the Czech arsenals post-World War II. But otherwise, that is in pretty decent shape for coming out of Ethiopia. No huge cracks in the stock. That one is not bad to start. And then we've also got some other interesting ones here. Let's take a look at this. This is a Eddystone 1917 rifle. This one in particular has a Winchester barrel dated 2 of 1917. So February 1917, that is something really special. Again, these are the ones that are in 30-06. It was the one that was adapted from the P14 design that was originally in 303, and I have seen a couple P14s in here, although they are quite buried. So we'll get to those in a later video. But in the meantime, Mauser, M1 carbine, we've got all sorts of other Mausers I was mentioning here. We've got a Yugo refurb 98. You can see that it has the Yugoslavian crest with the torch, as well as the factory refurbished code. Still retains the Model 98 markings, but overall, these are good shooters. These, of course, if the bore condition is good on these, are just a classic German Mauser design that has simply been re-arsenaled by the Yugos. Often they would put these crests on, but not every single time. Sometimes they do retain their original factory World War II markings. And again, if the bore's good, many of these will just be classic shooters like any other 98 Mauser. So let's get a closer look At the real star of the show, though, let's take a look at some of these M1 carbines. This one, for example, just pulled this one out. It's a little hard to see underneath there, but that is a Winchester. If we can get a close look at the markings on the side, you can see the little W peeking out to the left of the rear sight block. And this one is actually fairly complete. Unfortunately, it has a crack in the stock. Most of the remaining M1 carbines in here do have some sort of crack in the stock, unfortunately, but besides that, it is in really good overall condition. And again, the bores on these M1 carbines, because they used a non-corrosive ammunition, generally speaking, they're in pretty great condition. We are going to bore gauge these every single time that we list one of these, as well as list out manufacturer of the receiver, manufacturer of the barrel. We will also list if they have a type 1, 2, or 3 rear sight, type 1, 2, or 3 barrel band, etc. So you have a full understanding of what you're getting. And finally, let's take a look at whatever else we have in here. For a last view, we've got a standard Mauser. So that is the Banner Mauser 1934 dated receiver. And this one also has a Lion of Judah marking on it. That is pretty interesting stuff. You don't see too many of these coming out of Ethiopia anymore, especially one that's in fairly decent shape like that. No massive cracks in the stock. I mean, it's got a cracked upper handguard, unfortunately, but besides that, the bluing is actually pretty decent, and the overall stock condition, besides this repair, not too bad. And while we're at it, let's take one last close look and see if we can find any other manufacturers for M1 carbine. This one in particular is a Saginaw. You can see it's a 3.5 million serial number, so that's of course going to be World War II production. Many of these have the late features, so many of them will have the switch style safety, the upgraded magazine release catch, as well as rear sight, etc. But many of these I've also seen a little more farther buried are going to be the earlier configuration. So let's see if we can find anything else of interest while we're at it. Here's an Inland as well. It's all so interesting. We're just so glad to finally get these in because, again, everybody has been demanding ever since we sold out of the carbines last time that we do whatever it takes to get new ones back in. So the day has finally come. Feel free to check out our website for any more information on all of these interesting guns. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.